Don't you just love the idea of talking about action figures that you're not even going to get until like a year from now? But then again, that gives you time to, I don't know, live life, grow a mustache, have kids, get laid, do something cool, you know? Or you could just sit in front of your computer playing with action figures. Either one is okay and acceptable here. We're not here to judge anybody. Anyways, all jokes aside, let's get serious here for a second. We're actually going to start today's video off by talking about something that I suppose can be a little bit of a heated conversation. We've been covering this now for quite some time, and we're technically two official action figures into the Maximum Marvel Legends line from Hasbro, and today we're going to be talking about the third one. We finally got confirmation that Deadpool will be the new Marvel Legends action figure added to the Maximum line from Hasbro. It's going to include obviously the Deadpool action figure, a little dupe accessory. I think the arms are articulated. The arms are slotted into the torso, and so there is a little bit of articulation there. It's probably just some sort of ball joint. It comes with a little stand so you can be floating in midair. Yes, it does come with a chimichanga as well as a stick of dynamite, 10 hands total, 2 head sculpts, 5 different guns, which I don't know the name of. They're just like a variation of sizes and length, I suppose. 3 different blades, and then 3 little effect pieces that can be ported onto the end of the snout of each of the rifles. I'm not sure if they're going to be slotted into any of the weapons or maybe just the large ones, because I didn't see them slotted into the normal handguns. Now, one of the head sculpts does appear to be just a normal Deadpool head sculpt, and then there is the alternate one that has half of the mask pulled up and essentially revealing the lower half of his face or his jawline. Now, when it comes down to the hands, I suppose you have every hand gesture that you could ever want from a Deadpool action figure. There are a couple of like trigger finger hands, a couple of fisted hands, a couple of gripping hands, and then you have a thumbs up hand, and then 2 that are like, I guess, peace signs. Now, obviously, these are just images, or I should say at the moment of this recording, these are just images. We don't actually have video confirmation. We don't know how the figure articulates necessarily, but for the most part, you can definitely see that there is a new articulation scheme here. I'm going to go out on a limb and just assume that this is a brand new body mold from head to toe. You do get toe articulation on the boots. You do get the double jointed knees, double jointed elbows, pinless technology all around. There does appear to be a swivel at the upper bicep as well as the upper thigh, and I'm assuming at the boot. Now, there are some butterfly joints, but I can only imagine that that harness that he's wearing around his torso is going to limit the articulation for the arms forward and backwards. But I think in terms of articulation, I think the figure does exactly what it's supposed to do. I will say the neck joint is probably going to be either the exact same one that they use for the Maximum Marvel Legends Spider-Man or a retooled version of that particular joint. Overall, I will say I think where the bulk of the emphasis or the budget definitely went to the sculpt for this particular figure. Yes, you do get some new updated articulation. You do get a crazy ton of accessories as well, but I can definitely feel like most of the emphasis or most of the effort definitely went towards the body mold here, towards the sculpt work. You can see some very intricate details. You can see some extra creases all along the body mold or all along the outfit or the suit, and the muscle definition is also definitely very apparent. You have some shin pads, you have some extra gauntlets around the forearms, you have some little ammo packets that are strapped along his thighs. So as I mentioned, there's way more attention to detail when it comes down to this figure, and I can definitely see why this release is at that $50 price point. I know people are going to lose their minds. They're going to be incredibly upset, similarly to the way that they were for the Maximum Marvel Legends Hulk and the Marvel Legends Spider-Man. But I don't know. There's something about this release that definitely feels a little bit more hefty. It feels like everything that's being included with this release seems to favor the consumer slightly. I think all of the accessories, all of the new sculpt work, all of the new articulation scheme doesn't feel generic. This doesn't feel like something that I would purchase at a $25 price point, even if they were to just take away all of the extra accessories and give us the bare minimum in terms of those accessories and kept everything else the same. I still feel like this figure just appears more premium. There definitely is some added bonuses, and it feels a little bit different. As I mentioned, for example, the Marvel Legends Hulk, which was essentially an upgraded version of the previous one. This one, from what I can tell, is mostly brand new body mold, or I'm going to assume it's all brand new body mold with a ton of new accessories that we hadn't seen before. As I mentioned, the Marvel Legends Hulk was an updated one. It had that soft plastic on the upper torso. It did come with brand new hands and like 3 brand new head sculpts and some new effect pieces, but the body mold was retooled. It felt really cheap. It felt like they were taking advantage of the consumer base. They were using that Maximum Marvel Legends tagline to essentially move product and sell action figures, and it felt incredibly dirty, even though I do feel like there was some value to this particular release. If you never had a Marvel Legends Hulk before, or if you only maybe had 1 or 2 in your display and you wanted like the end-all Marvel Legends Hulk, I think this was a really good opportunity for you. Same thing with the Marvel Legends Maximum Spider-Man. I felt like there wasn't enough value there per se, but if you had never purchased a Marvel Legends Spider-Man, or if you only had a couple here and there in your display, or you were just barely getting into the hobby, I think that was a really good starting point. I mean, that probably potentially maybe the best Marvel Legends Spider-Man of all time, and so I definitely see some value. I can see it from different perspectives and different angles. There are some people that just buy anything that Hasbro releases, and so they were going to purchase it regardless. So I do feel that depending on your situation financially or as a collector, I do feel like a lot of these figures will be very appealing just based on promotional images, the extra accessories, the new technology. I definitely feel like there's a good selling point here. Now, I can only speak for myself. From my personal perspective, I don't have that many Marvel Legends Deadpools in my display. Actually, I don't have any displayed at the moment. I may have some like in packaging, but I've never really been a huge Deadpool fan. I haven't picked up too many throughout my entire time as a collector, and I know people are going to absolutely lose their minds and rip their tiny little mustaches off of their face, but I'm not the biggest Deadpool fan in the universe. Like, I dislike Ryan Reynolds' style of comedy. It's too long-winded, and sometimes it flies over people's heads. Not my head, obviously, but some people's. Even as a comic book character, Deadpool has only been, or at least in my personal opinion, somewhat relevant in certain storylines. So I have read my fair share of Deadpool comic books. It just never has been. He's never really been my favorite character, and so like I said, I haven't really gravitated towards that many Deadpool action figures. However, this is definitely one that's appealing to me. I see the value. I see the upgraded body mold, the upgraded tech. I'm definitely gonna have to sit down, and it might be one of those figures that I have to actually see in person to actually purchase it, but I can definitely see why people will gravitate towards this and why this could eventually like sell out within the first few minutes of it being up for pre-order. Just a heads up, this should be going up on the 26th of August, if I'm not mistaken. That pre-order window could change, but as of the moment of this recording, I'm pretty sure it's August 26th. Now, I will say be very wary and cautious, okay? Don't jump the gun and try to buy from like a second party seller on eBay or anything crazy like that. From what I remember, the Marvel Legends Maximum Spider-Man as well as the Hulk, they sold out through multiple different retailers, but they actually continued to be restocked within like the next few months. It would essentially be in stock or out of stock depending on what day you checked the pre-order window. So just be very patient. As of the moment of this recording, like if you go online and check for the Maximum Hulk and the Maximum Spider-Man, I think they're both available at about retail. I know the Hulk for sure at retail. Maybe the Maximum Spider-Man you have to pay a little bit extra, like maybe $5 to $10, but for the most part they should be widely available. So be very patient, be very wary when it comes down to this release. I do believe that the first little pre-order window will sell out, and then maybe the next 2 to 3 windows, but eventually it will be in stock and it will be available to anybody that wants this particular figure. But I'm very curious to see what everybody has to say. Let me know your thoughts down below. Do you guys plan on picking up this Deadpool? Are you frustrated with the price point? I can definitely understand why some people might think that this is completely blown out of proportion. I'll give you guys a perfect example, and I haven't actually uploaded this particular video, but I do plan on uploading a little unboxing for the new retro carded Marvel Legends Miles Morales action figure. And honestly, that one was pleasantly surprised surprising to me. It comes with a ton of new features at that regular $25 base price point, so I'm not 100% sure what's going on here. It feels like we still get value at that $25 price point, but for some of these premium releases, you are going to have to fork over quite a bit of cheddar, quite a bit of lettuce. So I'm very curious to see what everybody has to say. Let me know your thoughts down below. I can definitely get the frustration. This is definitely a release that is kind of pushing the boundaries of a lot of these collectors and just consumers in general. So let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure to stay tuned. Enjoy the hobby. Pose your action figures, play around with them. Even if this isn't a release for you, you can vent, you can be angry about it, but make sure to enjoy it at the end of the day. You know, if you, whatever figures it is that you enjoy, whatever you have in your collection, make sure to just play around with them, pose them, whatever it is that you do, just enjoy it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there. Make sure to tune in consistently. We're uploading on a daily basis and we absolutely love it. I'll see you guys in the next one.